If you're like me and you love baking bread and really want to do sourdough, but don't want to have to keep up with an active starter or don't know how to start a sourdough starter, in this video, I'm going to share with you my review of testing out this My Rustic Roots sourdough starter that I purchased online. Hey everyone, I'm Veronica, a former professional chef turned homemaker, and I love sharing all kinds of cooking tips and tricks, as well as small kitchen appliance tutorials. I love sharing recipes in my bread machines. And today, let's unbox this sourdough starter and get it started. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you how I make sourdough bread in my bread maker as well. All right, here's what came inside of that package there. It's the starter guide to reactivation and activation of this starter. This is a powder that is dried and dehydrated. And basically we're just going to reconstitute it and then get it going. And then we should be able to make bread in a timely manner. All right, in this video, I'm just going to walk you through day by day of how to make this My Rustic Roots sourdough starter. So right now we're on day one. We're going to mix 2 ounces of room temperature filtered water with 2 ounces of flour, as well as the full packet, into a clean jar right here. All right, this is 60 grams of filtered water. This is what the powder looks like. Now for the flour, I'm going to be using my 100% organic Italian bread flour. This is the Polselli brand. This is a really great quality organic bread flour. It's non-irradiated, non-bromated, which is why I love using this. Also, using bread flour is going to be able to give us a nice really good starter because it's packed with protein. Bread flour has a lot more protein than all-purpose flour, but you can also use other flours, and the directions here talk about the different flours, but I specifically am going to be using bread flour. Now, I like to use a scale to measure everything because that's how I can get a really accurate read. So I would highly recommend getting a digital scale if you don't have one, because for me, it's just easier to look at the numbers instead of trying to make sure and hope and pray that I actually measured perfectly. But that's just my personal preference. Okay, now we're going to add our 60 grams of flour. And I'm just going to use a silicone spatula. That way I'm not adding any bacteria like from a wood spoon or anything like that into this. I'm going to mix it really well. All right, I mixed it into a nice thick paste. Now it says to just cover it loosely, like with a lid or a cloth. And then we're gonna keep it in a warm area. Now I have my thermometer here. I like having this digital thermometer just to really give me an accurate read. My room in here is 74.7 degrees, so that's a pretty good warmth. If yours is not that warm, it says to put this into like an oven with it turned off, or there's more instructions here specifically how to do that, but I'm just going to keep mine at room temperature. Now it should be about 3 to 4 days that then this starter is ready to go. So then I'll be baking bread and sharing that in future videos with you, but stay tuned now for day 2. Now, what I do like about this is it says that this culture is specifically meant to be very forgiving, so we don't have to be too stressed out about it, which I really like. When I was making sourdough starter on my own, you really have to pay attention, and sometimes it really takes a week or 2 weeks to really get a nice active starter, and in that time you're like feeding it and doing a lot of different stuff. So just starting off with a starter like this is actually giving me a head start in my sourdough making. And then once I've started the starter, you basically can just keep feeding it forever until you don't want to anymore. But we'll see how long I can actually keep this one going. But the beauty of it is that if I do end up getting rid of it, I can just buy another pack and start another starter whenever I want.